Well, I'm Yvonne and I'm Chris's mum. Chris is my oldest son. I have two sons. We're local, live in a little village not far from Shrewsbury. One was armed with a knife and one was armed with a hammer. They wanted the keys to the car. Apparently you didn't say anything to him, didn't threaten him, didn't speak to him. And this young man, who was very angry, ended up stabbing Christian 4 times. And luckily, an ambulance was passing the bottom of the road and was straight there, scooped Chris up and straight off to the Queen Elizabeth Hospital in Birmingham. It was less than 5 minutes to the hospital, and Chris died twice, technically, in the ambulance. Christian was stabbed once in the heart and once a bit lower down, which caught one of the main blood vessels from his lower body back to the heart. He lost 25 units of blood, and he was operated on in accident and emergency. We rang the hospital and we were put through to a police officer, not a nurse, a police officer, who told us to get to our nearest police station and we would be taken in under blue lights. And it's then you realise that this isn't a nick, he hasn't cut his finger or his hand, this was serious. Chris was then in a coma for 2 weeks. He was in intensive care for 3 weeks. He spent a total of 8 weeks in the Queen Elizabeth Hospital. During this time, Chris couldn't move. He had no movement in his legs, arms. Gradually, his right side started coming back a little bit. His left side took a lot longer. Couldn't walk, couldn't move. He was hoisted from the bed, and that went on for 8 weeks. Chris had a bleed on the brain. His kidneys stopped working and he was on dialysis for a while. We had all sorts of problems due to the loss of blood, the massive amount of blood. He had many further transfusions over that time, and when they released him from the Queen Elizabeth, it was to go to a neuro rehab unit in Wolverhampton, where he spent another month. So Christian left home on Saturday the 6th of October and didn't come back for another 3 months. But 16 months on, we're making slow progress and hopefully back to some sort of recovery. Christian's friends have been hugely affected. Nathan, whose house it was, who invited everybody, he had to give up his house. He was in his final year at university. He couldn't live in Birmingham anymore. He was trying to finish his degree from their house in North Shropshire, trying to go in every day. He's now finished his degree. Other friends could see where they wanted to go along the road, couldn't walk there, had to get a taxi 100 yards, 100 metres up the road. Friends who didn't go felt guilty because they didn't go that evening. It's just so far-reaching, the effects. Everybody, friends, neighbours, it does affect a huge amount of people. A ripple effect. People have just got to be aware this isn't a game. It isn't a video game where you can press restart and I got it wrong, let me try again. This is life-changing. So something needs to happen to stop this.